Alright, welcome to the show. How you doing, Mike?
How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It's been a while, dude.
It has been a while.
Well, with the trains fucking up everything 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I don't care anymore. I'm just there's a very low loathing that I have for the MTA.
They announced basically, tomorrow, on this date, the trains are not going to be doing well. They're just going to be off by an hour. No big deal. So, it was known. So we just kind of decided, well,
fuck it.
By the time you get here, it's going to be so late for me, so...
Yeah. I actually saw a train schedule, and it would be like, look, I don't want to drive to you. That's normally why I take the train, and I meet you here. And also, I can get, some work done on the show on the way back, so I don't like driving. But if I took the train, it would take, 3 hours to get to you. And that just seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So, fuck it. And that's what we did. And I actually, when I was texting you this morning to try and wake you up and get you over to me, I actually, noticed the thing that I said the last time. I'm like, yeah, I got a post show I could upload. It's fine. Didn't do that. I am the laziest manager of the thing ever. I
want to have you... I anticipated that you were... I was expecting you to come this morning. It wasn't that I was I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, alright. Whatever you say.
And I was let me just... I got home a little earlier than usual. And I was let me just lay down for a minute.
And then,
And then I woke up and it was 10 minutes after I was supposed to pick you up. I was supposed to be there and
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably took me another 5 to get there. But it just, I don't know.
Yeah, and then...
I'm happy that I woke up 10 minutes late and not 3 hours later, when you'd have already rode out to me and rode back. That would be horrible.
Well, it would be. And then last week I had Ricky on the show and that was fun. Yeah, he actually brought something to the show that I've been wanting, ever since this incepted. When people are in different parts of the working world, they always have stories to tell, and then you hear some juicy gossip on the inside.
Yeah.
I finally figured out, I finally heard straight from the source what actually happens with scripts that you bring in for movies.
Oh yeah,
and
nice.
It's the interns, the unpaid college working interns that just sift through all these scripts.
Yeah.
That's it. You hear that lampooned on sitcoms all the time about that. Maybe twice all the time about as if it's a common occurrence and a sitcom needs that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
But other than that, I don't know, it just feels longer than it should be. And I got people signed up to do shows upcoming in June. Next week I'm actually going to be in Ohio. Yeah, and I actually have some friends. After I started doing the show, a game convention, tabletop game convention.
In general?
Yeah, Origins Game Fair.
Origins Game Fair.
Yeah, I never heard of it, but apparently it's big. I didn't know people went to Ohio for things.
Yeah.
I'll preface it with that. But I'm going with some friends who, after I started doing the show, they got inspired to do their own thing. So I'm going to be on their show. It's called Dragon's Demise. It's about tabletop gaming. Yeah, because it's become a hobby of mine. And then they're going to be on this show, so we're just going to do a little trade-off.
I've never really played a tabletop game.
Well,
I don't know what you would call them, a non,
Well, I'm actually going to talk about that next week, because I think our show.
After you have some experiences.
On our show, because I've been doing this, I've been playing tabletop games for, I don't know, a couple of years now.
Right.
I've actually been able to get my fiance into them.
Nice.
Somewhat, but not into the really nerdy stuff, just the alternative stuff. But I think on my show I'm actually going to make the case for tabletop games. And see if I can get people to check them out instead of just write them off as nerd shit.
I think there are...
I'm not going to be able to get people to play Dungeons and Dragons, although I do have something about that.
It's definitely a different... Dungeons and Dragons is more about your imagination and fantasy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This character, and it feels cool to be this alternate, this alternate identity for a while or whatever however you want to do it. But there's other games that are more strategy, almost like a poker game would be, or
even
whatever, Risk is like one of these types of games. It's kind of not really.
No, I can see that.
You grasp it when you're a little bit older, maybe, and you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of nuances and intricacies, but it's also become kind of a trendy thing. But I'll get into that next week. But I do want to make something about Dungeons and Dragons. I would not be able to convince people were it not for that Community episode. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that show? They did an episode. Yeah, they did an episode. Of the study group playing Dungeons and Dragons because they wanted to build someone's self-esteem up, and it was actually done like in a very humorous way. And they made like the boring parts funny, like I walk with them, and what will you do for you? I walk with them. And the thing of it was, I was studying abroad in Rome, and I've actually had people talk to me. They brought up a conversation like, you know what I want to do? Dungeons and Dragons, and like.
I would like to try it, but it's just like I don't want to go with.
It's an investment. It is.
I don't want to go with people too, and like just like go somewhere and be like, hey, can I play with you? Like, I don't want to play with strangers. I want to play with people I know, because then I'm gonna be the most comfortable to like.
Well, when they brought that up to me, like as luck would have it, during high school, I actually like played with a couple of friends. One of them I'm going with. To the game fair, and he's a really good friend of mine, Jacob. He's actually posted a couple of like comments on the Facebook page. Good guy. So I played with him. I've actually run my own campaign. I'm like, if you guys want to try it, and you guys actually want to like put in the time, I'll do it. I'll run a thing. And I did, and it became like they actually took over the town that they were trying to save. I probably should have like threw my weight around as like the game master and been like, well, you know what? Goblins come and ravage everything. Fuck you guys. But they were actually like really lucky with their shit.
I bet you'd be a good game master, Dean. I could picture. I'm sure you've done it before. I guess.
I've done it, and sometimes it's been good, sometimes it's been bad.
Yeah.
But I think the large thing is like getting people to like do it with you, because if you do it as a group, honestly, you'll feel a lot more invested. Because everyone actually wants to try it. Mm-hmm. Whether if it's just you and either you coerce your friends or you go in like you go with strangers or something. And it's like, maybe not. Or you might just have a terrible experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
It can always, you know what? You can have. I don't know. I've known people, and they're really cool people, kind of. And we're friends, and then like we play a board game, and they're just. Like, something ugly comes out, man. If they start to lose, there are certain people that are like that.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, this is probably not what you were talking about, but...
No. Well, it's a cooperative effort if you want it to be. You could break off and do your own thing, but, like, you're mostly there as, like, a team.
I feel, my theory with board games is, like, I don't care if it's Dungeons and Dragons or, like, Connect 4. Like, if we're playing a board game... It's kind of like
one of the games with the most intricate rules and Connect 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Textbooks and textbooks of shit to know.
This
and Connect 4.
The whole spectrum of board gaming, I'm gonna say, is pretty much like if you're doing it with somebody and you haven't done it with them before. It's like going drinking with somebody you've never gone drinking with before.
Yes.
You don't know what's gonna come out. You know what I mean?
Very good point. Actually, one last thing before we like branch off of this, because believe me, I am going to talk about this next week. It's going to be like an hour and a half of just us talking about tabletop, and I'm going to try and get them to not be. I'm going to try to get them not as like much of their show on it, if that makes sense, because I want to like try and get it from like the everyone perspective.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But they've actually like stopped calling it board games just because like so many of these games don't have boards.
Yeah.
So they call it tabletop. Like,
that's good.
Have you ever played Catan? Settlers of Catan?
Nah, I've never played it.
Yeah, it's like one of the most popular games.
What the board looks like. You know what I mean?
You have to actually like make the board every time you play.
It's like pretty cool, but I haven't never played it. You know where I've had the chance to play that?
Where?
At a Reddit meetup, at the global Reddit meetup.
That makes sense.
In New York City, they have it in Central Park. I haven't gone the past 2 years.
I know there's one coming up, and I still don't. After what you have said, I still don't have any like ambition to go.
I mean, it's nice. I had a good
time.
And
I don't want to take one of my like Saturdays doing this and going there.
It was pretty nerdy for me, I think, and like I'm pretty tolerant. Like I'm enthusiastic about the same things.
Yeah,
nerdy people are sometimes, or not. Maybe not to the same.
But it's the social interaction,
and people are. It's just a little. I mean, take a bunch of people who maybe don't aren't the most socially versed, and stick them together.
See what sticks.
And it's just a little weird.
I'm sure some of them get like good friendships out of it, but then you have to realize you all have to converge at a mutually agreed point to hang out.
Interesting.
It's not like, oh, you've lived on the other side of town my entire life. How come we've never met until now?
Like it's like, imagine you and a bunch of people your age, like 200 people your age, show up together in a park, and you don't know each other. And like you brought food and games and stuff. It's cool, but it's like a little strange. And I think there's some people who are just so social to anywhere they go. And
they make it fun.
Glue it together. Yeah. But
then there are the ones that you know that are just
fragments drifting around, mouth breathing, like.
I was trying to sidestep that, but mouth breathers.
Like seriously, it's. Like, you don't want to be rude, but, like, you're with a group of 5 people. You all don't know each other. Anyone could walk up to your group and introduce themselves, and it would be fine. But, like, dudes are just walking out, totally silent, drifting in.
And then just like, hey.
Looking really weird, and then drifting out.
Oh my god, no.
Like, just passing through, like, a cloud of, like, I don't know how to interact. And it's so, like, oh, hey, what's up? What's your name? Like, and it just, you can't read.
I feel like I would be one of those people that, like, would try to get one of the quiet people to, like, come in. But I don't want to spend the entire day, like, trying to wrangle those people and be like, hey, where are you going? Come over here. I don't want to be the nice guy that keeps trying to be like, dude, come on. I've put in my work here. You got to put in yours.
It's like reaching out for a handshake, and, like, I'm not just going to overextend and try and, like, pull you, I'm gonna be nice and just be like, hey, like, what's up, like, maybe you'll, like, slowly open up or something. But these guys were, like, not even, they were just beyond the normal, there's some people are introverted, some people are not, and this was, like, a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
A little more than you're used to seeing, maybe.
I don't know, I don't feel like doing it. I'd rather meet up with people individually or like in like smaller agreed upon groups, like how I met you and Jason. Yeah. Like that was like cool because we knew it was going to happen. We set the terms and we already knew each other from a thing that we've all been doing. All been doing. Like Reddit is just, it's like having a Facebook meetup, you know what I mean? Everyone uses it now.
I tried to do something like you're saying, and with like I tried to get a couple people to specifically meet me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe I can get a person, like some guy that's also going to be alone going there, and we can go together or something from the island. So I found this guy, and it was horrible. He was just like, I would just try and talk to him, and it would just drop. You know what I mean? The conversation would just drop. He would really be, and we'd just be like, okay.
Like, I think I've been that guy at least once.
I have nothing in common with you.
Like I could not hold a conversation. I think that's actually like how a date of mine went at one time. Like I just couldn't hold a conversation. Maybe it was me, maybe it was her. But it was just like, yeah, you know what? I don't think we have equal footing here. I tried with all the openers that I could, and we couldn't get something going. I don't know. But it's weird to think about, like the way that we met up on the internet. And how some people still cling on to like that whole internet security thing. I'm like, we've come a long way. No, we've really come a long way. When the internet was like new, people were like, anyone could be on that side of the keyboard. You don't know who you're talking to. Oh, and now it's like, what, a decade later, and we're like, hey, you want to meet up? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. I'm willing to put in that. I'm willing to risk that.
People our age, though. Definitely.
I know it does.
Like, what? Like online dating, like you just like.
But it's not as weird of a thing anymore, and you certainly
to
don't.
me, it's not weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also a guy though, and not a girl.
The default.
Which is different.
The default assumption that you make now isn't. For me now, it isn't. There's this lonely dude on the other side pretending to be someone else, or there's this really homely looking person that just does not want to be themselves. They'd rather pretend to be someone else. Like, that's not the default for me now.
Those things can probably happen, but I have a feeling
they definitely happen. Otherwise, catfishing wouldn't be a thing.
You'll know, like, beforehand. I think that it's kind of like that. I think you'll have your suspicions, and if you want to keep believing in the illusion, you'll do it. But
I mean, if you have your suspicions, by all means, listen to them. But I mean,
especially I think nowadays it's easy. Everybody's online, so it's easy to meet people in your area. You don't have to talk to somebody from Texas.
It's very true.
If you're from Canada or something, like you can find people around you, and if they're real, they're going to meet you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've gambled a couple of times on that, and like I think the problem with a lot of people is like, well, I think for a lot of people it's like the assumption like, are they attractive? And you know what I mean?
I think
are they who they appear to be on that one picture? Like, and it's like if you're like trying to be interested in them like that, then I guess that's an issue. But if you're just meeting up to be friends, looks don't matter. You know what I mean?
It's interesting, like in chats, how like we play this game. It has an active chat room. It's a very social, group we're with. Group of people that are there daily, and they're pretty like they all have personalities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And some people I really feel like
you connect with.
I just am joking around with and having a great time with, and other people I'm like, okay, like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not for me or something. And I'm sure everybody's like that, but it's just it's interesting because I don't know if you were in person.
Would you be the same person?
Would you hit it off with some of those people you don't really jive with online? You know what I mean?
No. It's weird because like I've actually used the ignore command on some people, and it makes for some very awkward chatting.
Yeah,
makes for some very awkward chatting because they're like, "Oh wow, that's actually a very good point." I'm like, "Did I miss something?" Oh, he's probably talking. Fuck. Yeah. Well, and then it's like, if I decide not to ignore them and just let everyone talk, then it's like, well, I wouldn't be friends with you in real life. Let's be real. I would probably go out of my way to ignore you.
Yeah.
I would go back to the punch bowl instead of continuing this conversation. I would walk away. I would try and get other people to go somewhere else and just leave you behind. I'll spit in your heart like that.
I gotta tell you.
Spit it out. Yeah.
I'm Monday night. This connects in a roundabout way. Monday night, I'm going to a thing, spelling bee.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
Okay,
keep going. Keep going.
So, let me actually get my phone because it's not that many details or anything, but I just want to.
Well, you want to be sure on something? Spelling bee, huh? Well, I'm leaving Tuesday for my thing, and we're leaving at the crack of dawn, and it is strange how nowadays you can like rent a house and you can like buy tickets and be sure of all these things before you leave. Yeah. But then sometimes it's like, well, maybe we haven't planned the entire way through because now a few days before we're leaving, we're now worried about, oh, we were supposed to leave early on Sunday, but you signed up for a thing after we're supposed to leave. What? And one of them doesn't know how he's getting home, and we're like, you better figure this out because we're going to Ohio.
Can't just walk back.
We're meeting him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because he's taking a bus up because he's not leaving with us from Long Island, and I think now there's confusion. Like, well,
he's going to make it to Long Island, but not.
Are you going to come back to Long Island with us? Are you going to do that cramped car, or are we taking you to Pittsburgh and trying to catch one of those buses? And if that's the case, why are you doing this event now? It's confusing. Like it's like the 85% of the trip planned, but that 15% is just holding us all back.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
My phone enables me to be very irresponsible with like stuff like I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'll get there, and I just leave without like I used to look on a map and look everything up before I left.
Yeah, and like memorize the route and be like, I gotta take a left here. Gotta take a left there.
Like write out the directions from MapQuest or something.
My parents still say, we'll MapQuest it. Like, just Google Maps.
Google Maps now.
MapQuest is not a thing. MapQuest directs to Google Maps.
Google Maps.
You can't tell me that. Although I gotta one quick thing. I gotta say how awesome it is that you can actually like rent a house now using Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
I thought when I saw it on the subway, like the adverts for it, I'm like, this just sounds dumb. What the hell is Airbnb?
Yeah.
And then someone in the group actually is like, oh, we actually got a 3-bedroom house for less than, and our segment of the money was like less than a night's hotel stay. It's like, wow, shit, awesome.
Yeah, people making money.
Yeah, people. It's your house.
Good. It's healthy competition for the market. I think.
Fucking good.
I'm
Yeah, okay,
so...
so...
working expert.
You're spelling bee.
Yeah. So check it out. This is the actual ad for it. The Williamsburg Spelling Bee at Pete's Candy Store. From broccoli to trichodescophobia, the Williamsburg Spelling Bee is back to test out your spelling in a bar backroom filled with smart people and beer. So this is what I'm going to Monday.
Are you competing in this, or are you watching people do it?
I assume that we all just are competing in it. I think it's like when you go to a trivia night at a bar.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
I guess you just get eliminated over time as you get drunk. I don't know. But this girl I'm seeing...
You know there's definitely going to be someone that is just like, oh, I'm not going to drink, I'm going to win this.
I don't know.
Like the people who are gung-ho about the trivia nights.
Whatever. I'm just there to have fun, I guess. I'm not like all like, yeah, my spelling knowledge is... It's pretty good, I think, but whatever. I'm not going to be like upset if I lose in the first round.
Yep.
Cat. No, but
Cat.
I thought it's funny because okay, this girl, like, she would never probably play Dungeons and Dragons, right? She would. There's actually a really cool. You would love this place. It's a store for tabletop games, which also serves beer. And they have tables for you to play in the place. It's like a bar centered around. It doesn't have the vibe of a bar though. It has the vibe of like.
I've been to
tabletop place.
I've actually been to and taken people to this place called the Uncommons.
It has. I think that this might be it.
It's
not even.
It's away from New York University, NYU. Yeah. It's right. It's near there, and it's actually a cafe. It's less of a cafe than a, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bookstore. This place almost. It's got that kind of like quaint little vibe.
Yeah, it's becoming like a trendy thing now. Like just have board games because when sometimes you just want to like fucking play something. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to try a conversation. Just like okay, well, who wants to play Monopoly? It's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've actually toyed with the idea of like doing that. If I ever wanted to open a shop, it would be like a coffee shop and board game place. But I don't want to attract the people. I would probably I would probably like have a no Magic the Gathering rule.
Oh, they play that there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because like those places are just like swarming with those people.
Yeah.
And just imagine what a stereotypical Magic the Gathering player is. That's them. That's all the people that go to these game stores for like the Magic the Gathering nights, for the Yu-Gi-Oh nights, for the I don't even know.
I think I don't know if you can be that picky with a maybe I guess
you can. You really can.
Because you need all those people to
you
keep
do
your business going, and like it would be if you had like comic books and stuff like that. That's a whole nother little.
Yeah. I don't know because.
The best comic book person.
Once it's gone to like once this trend of people playing board games in social settings has like reached its peak, then I think it would be safe to say, all right, no Magic the Gathering. All right, thanks for building this up and making sure that we have like a fan base, but don't fucking come here anymore.
Oh boy.
It's not that they're bad people. It's just that they largely outnumber anyone coming in for the intended purpose, and they just kind of scare them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was actually like a public area in the college I used to go to, and when the university inevitably got its like confessions and secrets and meme page, they were like mocked to all hell.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these people play Yu-Gi-Oh in the common grounds. What the fuck, man? We're trying to study. And then came the people defending it like, why the hell would you go to the common area to study? Go to your room. Go to the library.
Yu-Gi-Oh never jived with me. I'm sorry. I know you might like Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
It was Pokemon, so I can just relate to these people making fun of these Yu-Gi-Oh guys. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, believe me, I was on the mocking of the Yu-Gi-Oh side. I stopped doing that in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just flat out stopped. I'm like, eh.
I liked Pokemon, man.
Yeah, I liked Pokemon too. I still do.
I would play it again.
It comes and goes.
I'm afraid to crack open one of those games. Silver or something.
Yeah, Soul Silver or something. I don't know.
One of the I played Red. Like that's the Pokemon I played.
Yeah, you and everyone else. And I think Nintendo probably should like make Red and Blue.
I feel like the game is so deep now.
No, it is. It is.
You can get ROMs and play Red and Blue on your computer.
Yeah, you can get ROMs, but I think
you can also get saved ROM hacks where you have all the Pokemon, including Mew. Like,
yeah, no, but I'm saying like they're missing a giant opportunity to just cash in on this, make like a paid app for Red and Blue because people like you would buy them.
They should, yeah.
In
I don't
droves.
understand why. Well, I guess I know with the Apple Store, if you're going to, they have to have access to your code. I think.
Yeah.
I think the way they ensure that nothing is malicious is that they get to review your code, and I think that keeps certain things off.
But if it was like Nintendo of America, like just actually putting that out there as the app, like, hey, we're the official Nintendo. We're gonna release this. I know it looks old, but it's what people want. We tried re-releasing it and making it all shiny, but they don't want that. They want the original one with the shitty graphics.
They'd have to have some specific deal with the to retain rights or something. You know
they would have
I mean?
to exercise Steve Jobs' ghost and be like, "Hey, give us permission."
Yeah, but I would.
Did you know the new VP of
kill
America?
for that kind
The
of
new
thing.
VP of Nintendo of America is actually named Bowser.
Yes, I saw this.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit.
His name is Bowser.
Probably took one look at him and said, "You're hired." We actually, I remember it was a group of friends that actually called someone Bowser back in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were mean. They were mean. I mean, like they were still funny people, but it was like, well, shit, we called her Bowser.
Oh girl.
Yeah, I think I don't know what the joke actually was. I think she was taking it like in stride, but it was still we were still friendly with her, but we're just like, why are we calling her Bowser? Because she's calling her Bowser. Yeah, all right, fine, fuck it. Yeah.
Okay, so
What do you?
I think.
Did you have something you wanted to talk about?
Not really. But I was just saying.
Out with it.
My
man.
whole point was she
Yes,
wouldn't
that
be
was
cool going to like a Dungeons and Dragons game. Like she would think that was really a little nerdy, maybe. But she's going to the spelling bee because it's just a different, and it's not really that. I mean, I feel like it's just as nerdy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe a little less, but
I think it's changing.
I think there are certain games like Dominion or what is it? I don't know. There's other. What was the game you mentioned with the?
I don't remember. Catan?
Yeah, Catan.
Yeah. Like
Catan or like Dominion or one of these games, I could see like a lot more people playing.
Well, if
I don't know about Dungeons and Dragons, that's just a little.
Yeah, that's become like the quintessential nerdy thing.
Yeah.
Like if you've played Dungeons and Dragons, you may as well be branded as the nerd.
Yeah.
But it's like you're among good company. You know what I mean?
I really like NetHack, which is like I don't have.
Yeah,
to,
exactly. It's
I
like
feel a
fucking
little
computer
weird
characters.
Yeah, I like that the computer is just randomly deciding everything that's happening for me. You know what I mean in the game, like what I encounter. But then like, it's so diverse. Like there are so many monsters. There are so many traps and like things that can happen. That it's like it's not like, oh, this again, like, oh, it's ABC and the next time it's ACB. Like this is like so unique every time.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Shall we get to the odder news?
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a while.
Yes.
Last week with Ricky, it was basically just like flat out talking, and we were talking about college stuff, and since he's like just graduated, and yeah. No, I mean, that was, like, interesting and all, but it's time to get back to the roots.
Get back to the roots.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
And one of the things that we were actually talking about was, he was disappointed, in movies lately, and he's having, like, high hopes for Jurassic Park.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
no, Jurassic World.
Yeah, it might be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But who can you name me a director that has been disappointing you a lot recently?
A director?
If you think of disappointment, what director do you think of?
Michael Bay?
No, that's actually a good answer. That's a pretty good answer.
I don't know. His stuff is like its own thing, I guess. It's like a Steven Seagal movie. You can't walk into it assuming it's going to be Titanic. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So,
what about M. Night Shyamalan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a good. I haven't seen him around in a while. I haven't heard about him.
He is actually doing a miniseries.
I haven't seen him around. Like,
man, he hasn't been in his apartment lately. But he's been doing a miniseries on Fox that my fiance and I have been getting into called Wayward Pines.
Okay.
And like it's entertaining so far, but I've been saying like in the end of every episode, I'm like I'm ready for the shitty plot twist.
Yeah.
Like everyone's all aliens, or it's the devil himself, or some crappy thing like that. But did you watch the big disappointment, The Last Airbender?
I saw it.
You saw it?
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
It was not engaging.
It's not engaging?
I felt like I wasn't invested in the characters.
Yeah.
To me, it was like almost like a commercial for a movie where you're just like, oh, this is what this is about. Like, I don't know. It was. Did you?
I did not. I actually remember hearing a lot of the backlash from it. I saw the animated series that it was based off of.
Okay.
And I liked that. But when people were telling me The Last Airbender was like the worst thing to ever happen to it, I stayed clear away.
Yeah. It wasn't good. I mean, I'm not gonna like act like I was agonized, whatever, but it was just not great. But like he had like The Sixth Sense. That was such a great movie. That was like a big movie for me.
Well, that's what put him on the map.
And I mean,
but then like with recent stuff like Devil and Last Airbender, it's just like, well, we're kind of used to your tricks now.
What's the one with Mel Gibson? Signs.
Yeah.
I saw. Is it Mel Gibson even? Am I just making that up? I don't know. Maybe I'm totally off there.
Maybe.
But whatever.
Was it Nick Cage?
Was that?
I think it was.
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage was in some sort of movie about like
he's in the what are those historical movies with the Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, the National Treasure.
National Treasure Part 2.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But he's actually he was talking about Wayward Pines. And he actually the conversation went to The Last Airbender, and he defended his choice on that.
He liked it.
Yeah. He says, and I quote, "It's really weird because on the show the average age was like 9 years old. My child was 9 years old, so you could make it one of two ways. You could make it for that same audience, which is what I did for 9 and 10-year-olds, or you could do the Transformers version and have Megan Fox. I didn't do that. That would have felt like, well, I'm going to make a movie about a kid's show that my 10-year-old is watching and not make it for her. I make it for my guy friends."
Yeah. Okay, but still, you can make it good. They could have done something different, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, he just kind of like sidestepped the entire thing and said, like, it's not like, Transformers. Well, I didn't make it like Transformers like, where your guy friends could watch it.
It could still be good and not be like Transformers. I think it could be. Yeah.
He still think he did the right thing, which is like butchering the source material and making it like completely. It wasn't. It wasn't. I've heard people's gripes and disappointments about it, and to be honest, that's why I can't really respect him that much anymore. You know, especially Cage. Since I think, Nicolas Cage. Although I heard about I remember reading about why Nicolas Cage takes so many like weird and bad roles. It's because he's in like mountains of debt.
Yeah, he had a. It's pretty interesting.
he's poor.
He got rich and he got into like just the ability to buy stuff, I guess. Yeah. And he bought like a dinosaur egg fossil or something. Like all this ridiculously extravagant, useless stuff. Like original pieces of like whatever, Picasso or something. You know, he just like bought stuff to have it. And he didn't have the money to back it up eventually. Like, I'm sure he had a ton of money, but he, like, burned through it.
Do you remember with The Simpsons?
And now he's in debt, so he's just, like, shamelessly, like...
doing these bad roles.
Himself out. Yeah.
Do you remember The Simpsons, Bleeding Gums Murphy?
Yeah.
I remember how he eventually, like, had fame and fortune, and he's like, "I'd like to buy another Fabergé egg, please." Yeah. "Sir, I believe you've had enough." "I'll tell you when I've had enough." And he just, like, takes the Fabergé eggs and just throws them against brick walls. Like, that's what I imagine what some rich people do with their money. God, I haven't spent $1 million today. Let's fix that. Let me take this dinosaur egg fossil that would probably benefit science, and I'm just going to keep it.
I gotta tell you, there's a new service on the internet. It's a prototype thing right now, and it's not open to the public yet. But it's got, like, some crazy number of people that are, like, on the waiting list. Yeah, or, like, Kickstarter backers or some kind of thing. And they're, it's like 90,000 people are on the waiting list for this service. What it's called is Magic. Okay? It's called Magic.
I'm with you so far.
What they do is anything you want. and you pay for it, and you pay. Okay, so like say we're here right now,
Yeah.
and I want somebody to go to the store, get a condolences card, go pick up my dry cleaning, and get me like some beers at the store or something. I can text that to them and tell them like, and you know they have my address and everything, and then they'll say, okay, that's gonna be this much money. Is that cool? And then you just say yeah, and then you just don't, or like, hey, like, can you go get me a pizza at this place and some burritos over here, or it doesn't have to. I'm like talking all about food, but it can.
No,
be,
but I understand. It's like anything
like,
that you want.
I saw
your errands and requests done for you,
and it just comes to you like magic. So you pay a little more,
you pay service fee.
I saw a YouTube video where the guy is testing it out, and he has like a bunch of money from the magazine, Wired magazine, to burn to test it out. And one of the things he's like, get me a notebook for a lute and an authentic Mexican luchador mask, you know. And they're like, okay, we found a mask. We're asking this. They're like so serious about it. Like, we're asking the shopkeeper if it's authentic. The original mask we got for you was not authentic. We're very sorry about that. Like, we're looking to replace it for you right now.
Holy shit!
Like, it's like they take everything real seriously.
Well, I'd imagine so. As long as you have the money to back it up.
It's for rich people, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it's for rich people, of course.
Like, I don't know. It seemed interesting. It's an interesting concept, though. Like, anyone will get anything for you.
Yeah, no.
If you're able to pay for it.
But how?
Legally.
Well, of course, legally, duh. You wouldn't be asking for blow on this.
Yeah, they actually order medical marijuana with it, and they're able to. He has a card in the state he's in, so they're able to actually deliver it to him.
I wonder if they got like a small team doing it,
yeah,
or if it's like, well, you can be hired to be a magic maker.
Yeah, I think that they have.
Then you'd be a glorified delivery boy.
I mean, I don't think it's like 5 people that are trying to do this, but you know what I mean? I think they have like a staff, and they probably... Yeah, but they're probably training people to... I don't know, it's such a crazy job.
It is pretty cool, though.
It would be cool.
It is pretty cool. I think that's not the craziest thing that I've heard.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing that I've heard. I mean, it certainly is for rich people, and then it's just going to be abused by the general public. Whatever they let the riffraff in. But I think the scariest thing that I've ever seen that's like in development is Jibo.
What's this?
It's supposed to be like a computerized assistant for the home. Yeah,
and its name is Jibo?
Yeah, Jibo.
It already sounds like something like 20
no
years
kidding.
After it's out.
When
I'm
I saw,
just going to be laughing about it.
When I saw the trailer for this...
Did you have a Jibo? Remember that?
Well, I mean, like, it controls the lights in the house. You're able to, like, Skype with it. It's like... It sets a reminder. It's kind of like a physical assistant for the iPhone, if you can imagine that.
It's like a smart house that they tried to give a personality to.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's got like it's a stand with a giant globe on top of it, and like
smart.
It's the front screen, and it looks like an eye.
It doesn't move around the house though. It's like a stationary.
No, I don't think so.
It's like a station basically.
Yeah,
but
like it'll communicate back to you, so you're not like holding your phone or anything.
I feel like people will,
because I feel like voice recognition with phones is a bit wonky unless you like really work at it.
Yeah, it is kind of not great. But everybody talks differently. I don't know. It's hard to do that stuff.
But no kidding. When I saw the trailer for this thing, it looked like a horror movie. It's like too calm and everyone's too happy. Like,
yeah.
And while you're sleeping, it'll like fuck up your finances or something. It's like, good night. And it just like everyone goes to sleep and it's like pitch black, and then like the eye opens and it's red. It's like, now to kill them.
It's a cool thing as long as you're able to still have manual access to stuff. Like, you don't want your like there's a bug in your or like a glitch happened in your house software, and now like the heat won't go down. Like, you know what I mean? And you're just dealing with this until the representative can come and like fix your unit or something.
Yeah, I don't
or
know.
You're like on the phone with tech support, sweating. Like,
you're on the. Wouldn't you just leave the house then?
The house stereos doesn't stop playing. You know.
I mean, like I think it would be an issue if like you gave control to a house and it like automatically locked the doors for you.
Or like, what if the system just goes down? Like, what's gonna happen to all the things in your house?
Exactly.
But it's a
Microwaves would go haywire, doors would be locked, oven would stay on.
People like the idea. It's nice to think you have like almost like a butler, you know?
Yeah, right.
And it's better than like saying like, oh, well, I can control the heat in my house by this dial on my phone. To like, I'm telling somebody what to do with the heat in my house.
Maybe M. Night Shyamalan should make a movie about that.
Yeah, it'll be like Hal, like in
Space
Odyssey.
Yeah, it would be Space Odyssey, but
I'm
in
afraid
the
I
home. I'm afraid I can't do that. Let me fucking go to
Please.
work.
Turn the AC on.
I'm afraid I can't do that. It's 80 degrees out. Come on. I'm afraid I can't. Shut up.
Go outside.
Go
out. It's nice out.
Well, once we get technology to like
get off the computer, Dave.
No. Once we get technology to like start judging how healthy we are, I think that's when a lot of people are going to be in trouble. You spent 5 hours on the computer. It's my job. You should go outside. I'm turning off the internet. No, I'm working on something.
Your health premiums have increased.
Your
health premiums have increased. It just like keeps repeating because you're just sitting there.
Yeah, right.
You just take a cigarette out and your health premiums have terminated.
Yeah, no, just like fucking.
Your healthcare has terminated.
I think that's when I think technology is going to go too far, at least for some people. Because it's like, yes, of course we need the exercise, but I don't think computers can really differentiate between when we need it and when we like can do it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people sit at their desks at jobs now, so if you work at home, God forbid you work at home and you have one of these electronic assistants, they'll be like, you're on the computer all day. Don't you need to go to work? This is work. Stop judging me.
I gotta tell you, there's something I saw that's so cool to me. It's called plastic. Did I tell you about this?
No. Well, it's.
I
know what plastic is.
This thing?
I think you've told me about this before. Refresh
maybe
me.
In chat. I don't know. Okay, it's spelled Plastik with a K instead of a C, which is normally how you spell plastic.
Yes, we get it.
I'm going to a spelling bee, by the way. It's a card, like a credit card. Okay, it's like a smart credit card though, and it's got like a liquid LCD kind of flowing screen. It's so weird. It's so cool. It's like movable. It's almost like a screen that's like on this razor thin credit card that you can swipe left and right with and stuff. And okay, so basically it's like a magic card that you can load all your other cards onto.
Yes, I think you've told me. And then I remember saying afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't think you said it. I don't think we said it on the show, but I'm pretty sure we've said. You told me in person. I'm like, that just seems incredibly unsafe.
It sort of does, but the way that they present it is, it's just pretty cool. Like, okay, like, so what I'm talking about is you can have your debit card and a credit card that's used for large purchases, and maybe you have another credit card for like everyday shit, and then you have somebody got you a Starbucks gift card or something.
And you would load it on that.
And so you put all of this stuff onto your card, and
you would just have the one card. Then comes my issue.
You can say like, all right, I'm paying for parking at the train station. I'm going to use my everyday mode for this, and then I'm going to like buy
a latte from Starbucks.
An ox.
An ox.
Some oxen. Let me use my big purchases card. Cha-ching, and like, I'm at Starbucks. Swipe like
the gift card, yeah.
And so you can just hover.
How is it that ox was like the default thing for you? Is this like the Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my big purchases
30
card.
Boxes of bullets, no food. He decided to buy 0 pounds of flour, 0 pounds of whatever oats, and then it's like 30 boxes of bullets. Your cart broke down because it was too heavy.
But you shot 1,000 pounds of meat, but you can only carry 200 back.
Yeah, that was so.
It was, but then again, I can understand. Why would you shoot that much?
It's satisfying to shoot buffalo. It's like a hunting game.
It was a fucking wasteland of carnage.
It's the best example of the mini game is better than the game that is containing it.
Agreed. Yeah, I remember I had Oregon Trail 3, and there was like, okay, there was the hunting game. Okay, we got that. But there's also fishing. Why not? And we actually did that too. I'm like, this is not as fun.
It was.
It eventually turned into, well, now I'm wagon leader, and now I'm going to pick all the poisonous berries.
Do you remember Amazon Trail?
No, I do not.
You don't remember Amazon Trail? This is glorious. Okay. It's totally... I don't know if that's the name of it, actually. I'm so doubtful right now. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're piquing my interest here. Okay. Something's telling me it's going to be like Heart of Darkness. Literary reference! What?
Somewhat similar to Oregon Trail. You travel along a route.
In the Amazon River?
Meet different destination points. But along the river... So it's just like the view from behind of a dude paddling down the river, which is you, and you can like avoid logs and stuff like that in the river, I think. And then you can just choose to go fishing, which is like choosing to go hunting in Oregon Trail. You can like spam it and like do it again and again and again.
Yeah. And
when you're fishing, there's like these shapes in the water, and like oblong shapes like fish, and the center of them you have to like they're all drifting around, and then they dart around and stuff and. Fast and slow, and you have to try and get your pitchfork cursor right in the middle of one, and when you click, or else you won't catch a fish.
God, that's weird.
But so there's a whole bunch of different fish to catch that you like fill a catalog with, like you complete like a
alright, I can see that.
And the glitch kind of was that you could play the game in a window, and if you clicked off the window, the game would like freeze itself with like,
so and then you would just go back in and just like
go
run
fishing and then just freeze the whole game and then put your finger right over the sweet spot and just click and you catch fish like hand over fist.
Oh God.
Whatever. That wasn't even like the whole. That was like just a small part of the game, but
it's all. I'm sure it did what Oregon Trail did for. I'm sure it did for Amazon exploration that Oregon Trail did for charting out the United States, which is no one really paid attention.
Yeah, there's like
the Oregon Trail was like it wasn't a survival game. It was supposed to teach you.
I forget. Yeah, there were like animals throughout the levels of the rainforest, and you could like
learn about them.
Off to the side of the.
Oh, there's a parrot. Oh, there's a Madagascan lemur. That shouldn't be there.
The Amazon Trail.
You're seriously.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah. I might have to get a bout of. I might have to next time we get a bout of nostalgia, just like pump that up.
Do it.
Instead of another copy of Pokemon.
I'm a big collector. I like to collect. It's so satisfying to me to like work on a collection and complete it or something. So Amazon Trail included this whole like thing where.
You could chart out all the different fish and animals.
Yeah,
I think you were getting
the
at that.
plants and animals. You like can collect them, and then there's certain things you can only get from trading posts, and like it's random what shows up at the trading. Oh my god, it's so crazy.
Well, that's great. When did that come out? When was that big?
When I was 1994.
Oh.
So I don't know. When were you born?
92.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, then again, there's these.
I was in fourth grade of that year. So.
Yeah, no, there were things that.
This was when we went to the computer lab to like.
Yeah, no, we had a computer lab too.
Yeah.
We had a computer lab, but then again, we also had like the very crappy DOS games in some of the.
Yeah.
In some of the classrooms.
Math Munchers and like.
Yeah, exactly. Number Cruncher.
It was so stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do math really quick.
Oh man, I remember. There was this really.
Now it's really easy.
There was this really terrible one. I remember. Which is not to say it wasn't. We had a math class once. I think it was like pre-calc, and we were learning about like formulas, different formulas.
Yeah.
And then the teacher actually brought us to the computer lab this one time, or told us to meet us there. Told her to meet her there, and she like brought us this game that was supposed to. You were supposed to make a formula to try and get all the dots that were on a grid. And I'm like, this isn't all that enjoyable.
This is math.
This is math now. This is where you hit those points. You have to put this formula. It wasn't long until
This is math now.
It wasn't long until we found out how to like friggin' break it.
I would
just be like, okay, well now we got a formula that like hits every friggin' dot.
Oh man.
Yeah. Gives the finger. Jesus Christ.
Creates the outline of it. I'm picturing like dots connecting in a line, making different shit.
Yeah, like.
I would love to see like all the different places you could stick that quote. Like, this is math now. You've ruined this for us. Like, just like a kid at Disney World or something. Like,
the realization that this is edutainment.
Yeah, somebody with a slice of watermelon in front of them, you know?
Oh, this is a parabola. You've ruined watermelon for me.
You have 1/8 of the watermelon.
Fuck!
1/8 of the pizza.
Something like that. You want to tackle another article? Now that we've gone so far back in memory lane.
I need to read this one last segment to you about the Amazon trailer.
Yeah, sure.
The Jaguar from the Dream appears throughout the game as a hazy vision, running off a checklist of items desired by the Inca King, and offers various gloomy sentiments about the rainforest in general.
Oh my god.
Players must navigate the treacherous waters of the Amazon to avoid hitting other boats' logs. So that was basically what I wanted to have you hear.
So it's a game that teaches you and also shames you about the Amazon.
Yes!
Of course. Why am I not surprised?
You have a dream, basically. Oh, it's so weird. It's such a weird game.
You have a dream about a jaguar.
The premise of it, I totally forgot. Yeah, you have a dream about a jaguar who shames you about the rainforest. And you have to gather, like cocoa beans and junk for the Inca King.
And then what, you'll magically save the rainforest?
Yeah, apparently.
The rainforest is dying. What can I do? Well, certainly don't go there. You're part of the problem.
I don't remember. I don't believe there was like a different outcome if you got all the stuff or if you it's just like whatever, I think at the end. You know, like you made it.
You made it. Your rainforest is still dying. Yay.
I forget. Whatever, but let's go. Let's move on.
Okay. Take a look at this sad motherfucker. Take a look at this sad motherfucker.
Very sad.
He was arrested for, like, choking his wife because her wife trash-talked NASCAR.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And supposedly what happened, she just said
very passionate.
IndyCar is superior to NASCAR.
Oh, so they go.
That's it. I think that's all that was said. Well, this was in Indiana, of all places. Like, I think people would be a little more prideful about IndyCar instead of NASCAR over there. You know what I mean? It's like, what if I made New York stock car racing? Of course we would think it's the best thing that ever happened. We think New York style cheesecake is awesome. We think New York style pizza is the best.
It is.
Yeah. I'm sure that could be said for any state that you're in. So if you're from Pennsylvania, of course you think Pennsylvania Dutch country's the shit. Which it is. Nice. It is. No, fuck yeah.
It's just different.
Well, yeah. New York doesn't have a Dutch country, but you could be damn sure that if we do, that we would like tote the hell out of it.
It reminds me of what I imagine like
we would tout
old times to be like. I went to a farmer's market there. I was like, holy shit! Like I feel like I stepped back to like 1950s farmland America. Like there's a guy selling vacuum cleaner attachments in a booth.
What?
And he, like, repairs your old, like, Hoover vacuums and stuff.
Holy crap.
Like, that was a booth, and they have, you know, like, hogs' heads just out, and, like, pig's feet. And
it's fucking hogs' heads.
Homemade, like, the candy booth where, like, the woman is, like, 800 years old, and she's got, like, all this candy that you've never heard of, and, like, stuff they make. Like, what? Like, Minnie's candy.
Oh, speaking of 800 years old, I was actually going to bring up an article, like, The title of it sounds like a joke. Why does the oldest person in the world keep dying? And then I like started reading the article. It's like, oh yeah, the oldest person now definitely hasn't been like.
Everybody keeps dying.
Yeah, no, but it's like
Younger
it's not like.
Are dying
I think we reached a point of like the oldest person, like 122 years old, and we haven't been able to reach it since. I think that's what the article was going on about, and that reminded me. To anyone that like wants to take my man card away, I'll give you the. I'll give you the privilege right now. I saw Age of Adeline with my fiance.
Oh yeah, how was that? Did you like it?
It was exactly what you expect. Although I gotta say, she came off very standoffish. Yeah. If I may be perfectly blunt about that. Although then again, I had one question after the end of it. I had one remark to say, and then I had a question. The remark was of course she would act that way if she was immortal. Of course women would act that way if they were immortal. They would just kind of like go about their business and like become better people. But a man, we would definitely be like, I am immortal! I am never aging a day! Bow before me!
I would definitely like waste 400 years doing like something.
She kept it secret about it. She kept it secret and kept changing her name and everything. And I'm pretty sure a guy would be like, dude, I'm here forever.
You know what I would do seriously?
You can't kick me off of anything.
it would be so easy to just work and take you're living forever, so you can, even if you save up like a small amount every paycheck, I would just invest my money in like invest it.
Yeah.
However long later, I mean.
Well, my question was, say you stopped aging at 40. Yeah. Like, how long do you think it would take for you to figure out that you're immortal?
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I think it would take me, like, seeing
20 years.
My own. If I had kids at that point, I would wait to see my own kids probably be like, "You're 40. I stopped aging at 40. We look alike. I'm immortal." That would be it. QED. Because some people, like, once they reach, like, I don't know, like, 35, 40, then they kind of, like, look the same for a while, and then, like, once you hit, like, 55, it's like, bam! Now you look old.
Yeah.
Now you're looking older.
Well, I mean, and then it's like you're looking older, but you're not looking, like, old. Like,
yeah.
Then that hits
looking mature, but then it's just like a point, like, bam, like, now you're old.
Yeah.
Playing around with the mic stand with your feet.
Yeah, that didn't happen. No,
yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's like the single difference between women and men with that movie. I'm pretty sure women would probably have like a more fulfilling life and then like try to have as long of one as possible. Men would just milk the shit out of it. And believe me, anyone could like correct me wrong on this and be like, "Well, I would try to be a regular person, live in secret." But I'm telling you right now, like, people I've talked with, guys, we would, like, make ourselves be known as the guy that cannot die.
I don't know. I don't know if I would tell anyone.
But then it's but then I started thinking about it, like, what then would we have to offer? You know what I mean? It's like, I've been around since Cooper was president. Okay, and now what?
Yeah, if you became known as unkillable and, like, immortal, I don't know. What would happen to you? You'd probably get locked up by some government somewhere and studied or something.
Oh yeah, I think that was the premise of the movie. I think that was the premise of all of it. Like, the government tried to take her away. That explains it.
I feel like if you were immortal and it was like proven that you were, everybody else would want that, and they would try to figure out how to get it too. You know, and they try and like this, just like, you know, totally analyze
Excuse
you
me. Oh my god.
Excuse me, I just need to sample your organs.
Ask for it on magic.
They like,
I want immortality. I'm bringing Dean to you right now.
Like, oh, this guy's immortal. Like, let's take his heart and transplant it into mine.
Do I have to lick him? How many times do I have to lick him to get his immortality? Magic, make me immortal.
Make me immortal.
That'll take a couple $1,000s. Is that okay? I brought the immortal guy's kids to you. We can ask for ransom. By the way, I want my cut. Okay, magic. But yeah, have you ever met someone that like liked NASCAR?
Yes.
Yeah?
I don't like it. I've watched it because they watched it.
I think the extent that I know about NASCAR is what I know from the Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, and Cars.
From what I kind of understand, you're driving very fast. And
very, very fast.
If you drive, I mean, you know what it's like maybe to go 80 or 90 or even like 100 maybe, and you really start to not have the same control that you have at like 60. You know what I mean? So what are they going, like 200 or something?
Yeah, they're going pretty fucking fast.
Very fast. And the track's circular, so you're always like you're approaching a turn, you know, and there's straightaways and you have to shift your gears all around, and I'm sure it's like a skill, and that people that like to drive, I guess, or like are really into driving, maybe they like to watch this, but for me it just I can understand that maybe to participate in it is like super crazy, but
yeah, apparently there's like it's a very like high octane stressful thing for the drivers,
yeah,
but to watch it,
and it's like life threatening. To watch it is just like, this is extremely boring. Like, it's like, you know when you watch the Olympics for a long time?
Yeah, and then you're just kind of like,
wow, this is not as cool as you're trying to make it. Like, it's cool. It's cool for a little bit, but
I think that's why soccer didn't really take off.
The non-prime time stuff
in America.
It's just like going on forever, yeah. Yeah.
And there's a whole hype of people just kind of like, oh man, football is the best thing. And then you're like, if you I guess if you don't really
Like,
get into it, then it's like, well,
I could watch a Mario Kart game, even if there were no items on, maybe. But, like, this is just a herd of cars that are, like...
yeah, it's a herd. It's a literal herd of
apart,
cars.
You know what I mean? They're, like, a foot apart from each other, and you're just betting on somebody, like, slightly messing up so you can slightly get ahead, and, like, you know, it's, like...
Yeah, it's... someone has to explain the draw to me. Someone has to explain the draw of that, football, and... you know what? I can get into the Olympics a little bit.
Yeah, if I could.
But...
I mean, sports are... I don't know. I could see football. I could see soccer.
I do have to say one thing about the Olympics, though, and to the extent the World Cup. You guys gotta fucking root for your home country before you root anything else, man. You have to do that. It's a point of pride because you friggin' live here. Like, your heritage is, like, Dutch? Are you Dutch? Are you? No, you're from America, aren't you? You're from America, aren't you? Just fucking root for them first. And if they get eliminated, then root for someone else. You know what I mean? It's like you don't. You kind of have to root for your own home team first.
Yeah.
You understand that? Can you play devil's advocate on that one? Or
I like.
I think a lot of people root for other countries first just because like they feel like a heritage bond to it.
Yeah.
But
I feel that. I don't know. It's
or if they have money going on it, then that's the other thing. But for crying out loud, if you have like no investment otherwise, just root for America.
Each team.
God knows we fucking need it.
Yeah. Each team is I mean, not every game is gonna have America playing someone else though.
Very true.
So it's gonna be Germany versus Mali or something, and
yeah, well, that's
to make it interesting. You kind of have to root for one side and get a little invested.
Well, I think my gripe about that goes like more to the Olympics first.
Yeah.
Because
I see.
Yeah, it's the Olympics first, and then like we don't really have a hope of winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
No matter where the hell it's going to be played, even if it's in Qatar, which with all the corruption that's been going on there, I really hope people wise up and just protest it or just not go. Especially since who the hell would want to go to Qatar?
All these people died or something.
Yeah, there's been like hundreds dying building the stadium. It's a crappy place to go anyway. It's 120 degrees. I don't know why anyone would want to go to see the game, much less play in one.
When is that? This summer?
No, it's like the it's upcoming.
It's the even years.
Or is it? Wait, it's like Qatar 2020. Is that it?
I don't know, but it's every 2 years is one, and we just had the winter. I feel like so.
No, I was thinking about the World Cup.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's every 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah. The next Olympics are going to be in. Shit! I should know this. Actually, why would I know this? I'm the least athletic person that I know. I'm gonna look. Olympics 2016?
I like the summer games better than the winter games.
Yeah. Well, everyone does. No one cares about the winter games.
The winter games have...
It's in Rio.
Okay.
The next summer Olympic Games are going to be in Rio de Janeiro. Yep.
That's a good place for summer games.
Well, wait, they just had the World Cup, didn't they?
But
Brazil just had the World Cup.
You know what's interesting?
I think we learned how terrible it was.
In certain places in the world, when the summer games happen...
Yes, very true.
For us, I guess, but for them, summer means cold. No, they still call it the summer.
Yeah. Well, it's also like Brazil. Brazil's still a very like tropical climate.
Yeah, it's going to be really summery there.
Yeah, it's going to be summerish.
Summerish.
It's not like you're going to have...
the summerosity.
Well, you're certainly never going to have, like, the Olympic Games in Tierra del Fuego. You know what I mean? Which, was that, like, supposed to be a joke title?
Earth
Tierra
of
del
Fire?
Yeah, the Land of Fire, which it's, like, on the southernmost tip of South America. Was it, like, calling Iceland Greenland?
Maybe.
Maybe
there's volcanic activity there or something. I don't know, but, like, yeah, it's usually big cities. Like,
oh yeah, of course. Or if it's not a big city before, they'll make it a big city. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I think we bounced around just enough.
I want to. I have a surprise for you.
Oh.
I want you to taste test something for me.
Oh fuck.
Describe it.
Okay. What, do I have to close my eyes?
What? No, you don't have to close your eyes.
What is this?
You can assume the
so
shape.
It's bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon beans?
Yeah.
Bacon flavored Jelly beans.
So I want you to try one of these.
Eee.
I tried one before. I'll let you know my opinion later. So
We'll talk about it on the post show.
So it's
Join us on the post show on this, guys. Join us on the post show. Use the mouse.